Bear with me, please. Just 1 second. I was rushing. Last minute thing. Okay, so I think I should do. Welcome to my live streams today on YouTube. It's just 1 minute past 6 p.m. UK time. For those who don't know me, I'm here out of my free time. I'm a therapist and coach, and I come here to do my best to give some suggestions, recommendations, and have conversations with you guys about anything to do with mental health, therapy, psychology, human behavior, anything to do with how we can enhance our quality of life in any aspect of our life from those places. And so today I haven't got anyone yet, so I'm going to do what I normally do, which is to get started by reading and commenting on my own short videos. And hopefully by the time I'm done, some of you will be here asking me things about yourself, and we can start to interact together. Okay, so we are in October. Let me find out. 31st. Okay, so the first post that I put out today on TikTok, because I always put my short first on TikTok and then next on YouTube, and I put my long form video first on YouTube and a few weeks after on TikTok. So there's a different advantage on each channel. The first post goes like this. People don't seek the truth. People seek a feeling of familiarity and reassurance. So essentially, when we are trying to gather some information about some things, when we talk to people, we need to realize that we are run by emotional mind. And so basically, whatever we feel, whatever we believe is familiar will create a bias and affect our cognitive abilities. In other words, we're not attracted by what is right. We're attracted by what feels right. And we see this a lot with the political state all over the world, but especially in America, in the USA, and in the UK, people are either on the right or the left. And when they are presented with information and news, they will believe that whatever news doesn't fit the narrative and doesn't feel right to them because it's not supporting the narrative, is going to be fake news. And this is for both sides. And so, there you go. This is just a post about cognitive dissonance and our subconscious bias that are emotional. Whatever that we think is always limited, run, and dictated by how we feel. Emotions always come first. Next post goes like this. You don't need to change reality. You only need to change how you experience it. And so basically this is to say that we like to believe that we are us and there's the world, and we want to change our life by addressing the things in the world. But in reality, there's no such thing as one fixed reality. There's only our experience of it. And so instead of trying to change the world as it is, sometimes we can influence it, but we can never really control anything anyway. It's better to actually focus on our inner world and changing the way we are seeing that thing, changing the meaning that we are giving to that situation, to what we are experiencing that is overwhelming. And this is how we change our reality. Hope it makes sense. Next post. Do ask me if you don't think that it makes sense. I'm more than happy to elaborate. Next post. You can mock people for being insecure, or you can be kind and choose to do or say something to make them feel more secure. So this is essentially empathy and compassion. We live in a very cruel society and culture that is teaching everyone that we must laugh and mock people who are stumbling and falling instead of being kind to them. Being insecure is not a flaw, is not a lack of character, it's not anything negative about someone's personality. Being insecure is a coping mechanism, is a protection mechanism that we have into place because we've been hurt in the past, and there's a part of us that is trying to keep us safe. And this is why we are insecure. So we must stop using insecure as a slur. Don't be so insecure. If someone is traumatized and hurt, It's like someone just hurt themselves. They fell out of a bicycle. They hurt their leg. You're not going to tell them, stop having pain. Stop being in pain. If you want to be kind to that person, you're going to say, "Oh, let me help you out. What happened to you?" And this is what basically I'm promoting. We don't realize that a lot of things that we do is out of habit because of our education, upbringing, and culture, society as a whole. Everyone is very mean. Everyone is very insecure, as in they're projecting their own insecurity. And because of that, they're going to call others insecure. When in reality, it is them who are insecure. Maylin Dias, hello. Selina Sweet Table, hello as well. I'm going to read 3 more posts and hopefully I will have some questions back then. Next post goes like this. Anxiety is wishing to control the future. Regret is wishing for a better past. Neither anxiety nor regret can survive now. So we want to realize that the practice of mindfulness fixes a lot of our problem. Whenever we are anxious or worried about something, our mind is in the future. But it's just our imagination working in the wrong direction. We're using our imagination very poorly. If we can come back in the moment, in here, in the present time, right around now, there's nothing for me to worry about. So why am I entertaining those negative scenarios about tomorrow? I'm just hurting myself with pure negative imagination. And regret is very similar, but it's the past. We're trying to have a better past. It's not possible. And so when we come in the present moment, if we are fully invested in the moment, through the practice and the skill of being mindful, we can never suffer regret nor anxiety anymore. And the last post that I'm to read, where is it? No, I think that's enough. Let me read that comment. There's one comment from Selina Sweet Table. Right, a lot of blanket statements are made by people thinking they're helping. Okay, so something to do with what I was saying before. A lot of people, we all do our best, and it's true that a lot of things are said and they can be quite empty, but I think we want to basically realize that people are doing what they feel is right for them, and even if it sometimes doesn't help, you know, the best thing is not for us to react to them, right? We're all doing stuff, and whatever we say, whatever we do can be interpreted in many different ways by anyone just as well. But I understand what you mean. It's true that a lot of us, what was it referring to? Talking about being insecure, I'm not sure what you're referring to. But yes, what you say is right. Everything is contextual. And so unless we understand the specific context of a conversation, then a lot of things that are being said are going to be not necessarily aligned with that conversation. And I get this a lot with my own comments on my social media. I put a lot of posts and I have a lot of comments from people. A lot of people react because I said a word or something that triggered some emotions in them, and they didn't, from that moment, they were not able to understand the context, the narrative that I was talking about. They just reacted and they kind of counter-attacked because they felt that it was what they had to do. But yeah, everything is contextual. There's no such thing as one universal truth or reality. There's only our experience of it, our version of it, our interpretation of it that we call reality. And the reason the world is in such a terrible state is precisely because people don't know this. People believe that there is one truth, there's one reality. That reality is the one that I am experiencing, and everyone must abide by it. And if you don't agree with me, you're wrong. And everyone thinks that, so now there's a lot of clashes and conflict. Yeah. It's probably one of the hardest things for most people to comprehend, that there's no such thing as one true, fixed, absolute reality and truth. But it's also the one thing that if people could get their head around this, would solve all of our problems at a personal and a collective level. Hence me promoting empathy, compassion, expanding our mind, expanding our heart, expanding our understanding of what we call reality. Selina, thank you for your heart. Selina, yes, it was the previous thing you were saying. Thank you. JT, hello JT. So, guys, just so you know, if you don't know me yet, I come here to take questions. So if you have anything you'd like me to talk about, this is how I function. I'm like a vampire. I suck the energy of people through their questions. So please ask me something so that I can get inspired by your thoughts. Samuel Canarty. Hello, my name is Samuel. Hello, Samuel. Kay Stevens. Hello, Kay. Hi, Didi. Good to see you. Can you discuss the importance of alexithymia in the matter of mental health involving family members? So I need to type and find out what it is. I don't know. At this point in time, right now, I don't know what it is. But it's okay. You can Google. Alex, how do you spell it? Alexi... alexithymia. Okay. Alexithymia, also called emotional blindness, is a neuropsychological phenomenon characterized by significant challenges in recognizing, sourcing, and describing one's emotions. Okay, I get it. It is associated with difficulties in attachment and interpersonal relations. So now that I know this, let me read your question again. Can you discuss the importance of alexithymia in the matter of mental health involving family members? So the importance of alexithymia, I think what you are trying to say, correct me if I'm wrong, is how important emotional intelligence is, as in feeling and understanding of feelings and emotions, right? And so it is paramount. It's the one most important thing in the world. Now, if you have emotional blindness, I want you to ask me a question. How is it problematic? In which context? Can you give me a context, please? I need a context to understand what conversation we're going to have. This is how my brain works. I need to have a question with a problem to solve. But let me try again. The importance of alexithymia. Alexithymia is not important. Emotional connection and intelligence is. I hope that's what you meant, right? Now, if people suffer from alexithymia, we want to address the alexithymia. We want to first understand that they have that condition, and so they're not reacting or behaving in any way because they're bad people, or because they don't love us, or because they don't care about what we said. It's because this is how they are functioning. And this goes with any conditions at all. When we understand that someone has something, we want to really absorb that and see them under a different light. They are like that, and so I can no longer expect them to behave in any other way because this is their condition. They may be able to change it gradually, little bit by little bit over time, if they work on it with someone that is qualified. But otherwise, I need to accept them for how they are. And so typically people who are on the autism spectrum may display some symptoms of alexithymia because they don't understand their emotions, their feelings in their body. And they can come across as people with no emotions, people who don't care, people with no empathy. And it's actually very different with them. They experience this differently. And so in regards to any condition, including alexithymia, we want to read up on that if they are officially diagnosed and know that this is who they are. Because the problem is that we are still expecting at a subconscious level for people to behave in a certain way. And some people can just not behave exactly the way we want to because we're all vastly different. I hope it makes sense. Is it what you were meant to ask, Kay? Selena, why do people who don't like you accept money from someone they don't like? Silly question, I know. It's not, nothing is silly. Everything is a matter of conversation. Don't feel bad about it. I'm happy to talk about anything. Why do people who don't like you accept your money from someone they don't like? Because they need the money. It's that simple. If we need something, we don't need to like someone. We have different set of priorities. So it depends on how much you need it and what sort of values and morals you have. If you believe, I cannot accept money from someone that I don't like, I need to be very, very in line with my moral values, then it's not going to happen. You will not allow for that to happen. You will say no to the money. But if you don't have those values, or if you really need it, this is the thing. Some people don't realize that we are all different, and some of us really suffer from the fear of scarcity. Maybe we grew up in a very poor situation, poor upbringing, and because of that, we have developed habits on one hand, but also we are on a state of survival. And so when you're in a state of survival, you do anything to take money. And many of us, we do this. Many of us, we do jobs that we hate, but it pays the bills. It pays the mortgage. It keeps it keeps us moving on in life, even though we hate it. And so it's also a way to to demonstrate how so many of us are surviving without realizing it. We should really do something that we enjoy, but we don't because we believe that this is not available to us, so we accept that this is me now. I'm going to spend my life doing something that I hate. I hate my life, I hate my work, I hate my colleagues, but I don't have any choice. And so, yeah, it all depends on your needs, your priorities, and your belief system. Does it answer our question, Selina? Normal face. You're a good person. I enjoy your content. As someone who has been abused in all the ways while I was growing up, someone like you is a breath of fresh air. Fantastic. Thank you so much. And not fantastic for your past, but fantastic that you are appreciating me and that I'm able to help you in any way. Thank you so much. Normal face. If you have any question, just ask me. And I would love to give you some personal recommendation for whatever you need them for. Okay. There was much research done on this matter. For people who have no words for feelings, read a research paper by Oliver Luminet and Christy A. Nielsen. It's research done on cognition and emotion. Thank you. Thank you for the recommendation. I will probably not go and read it. Not because it's not good, but because I've got tons of stuff. I've got my own systems, and I've got tons of stuff to read already. But I believe you, and I trust you that it's very important. The way I function, I go along with my own flow. And whatever information I need, come to me when I need it. And the reason I'm doing this is because of my ADHD. If I put myself in front of something that I have not chosen, that I'm not excited about, it's going to be very, very, much more challenging for me to integrate that new information. And so because I'm trying to optimize my brain abilities every day, each moment, I'm making sure that whenever I explore new research and information, they come to me when I'm in that state so that I can easily assimilate them. But that's why I like to have a very simple vocabulary with people. What is your problem? Ask me precisely what it is, and using my own words and my own perspective and what I know at this point in time about the subject, I will do my best to bring something useful on the table. But thank you, Kay. Paper by Oliver Luminet and Christy Nielsen. Yeah. If I come across, I will remember that you mentioned it, but I will probably not go there. Just so you know, just to be transparent with you. But I thank you for the information, nevertheless. Selena, that's what I thought. Okay. Alien 123. Hi, hello. Selena, makes sense. Okay, thank you. Lakshya Mathur. Hi Didi, long time. I remember your name, Lakshya. I decided to make a dating profile on an app in the hope of coming out of my shell and put myself out there. But I'm not getting any matches and it ruins my self-confidence. Okay, so at this point in time, and again, it's not your fault, we are all very much like that, but at this point in time, you value yourself based on external validation. At this point in time, how you think of yourself don't matter. It's how others think of you that matters. And if you continue like that, you will always create more suffering for yourself. Because we have no control about what people think of us. You must to learn how to appreciate yourself and think to yourself, whether people like me or not doesn't say anything about me. There are millions of reasons as to why it may not happen. Maybe that app is mainly to do with people who are very superficial, and their criteria has nothing to do with what would help me find my person. And so essentially we are driven, and I talked about it I think 2 days ago on my previous live, we're driven by extrinsic motivation, as in external reward, external validation. Our worth is down to what people think and say about us. And we are motivated by the carrot or the stick. So either the fear of punishment or the pursuit of praise, rewards, and again, validation from others. And as long as we do it, we are looking in the wrong place and we are suffering because we rely on things that we have no power over. But if you can focus on your intrinsic motivation, your internal reward, your inner self, now you can think, okay, who am I? How am I going to meet the person that I want to meet? And maybe maybe I'm not knocking at the right door. Maybe that app is not the best place for me. Maybe I'm just going to go out in the world and learn how to be more authentic and talk to people, and just like that, it may just happen like that. Uh, a lot of things that are in place are not designed for everyone. When it comes to dating app, because of the way society has conditioned us to behave in certain ways, some people will have a lot of positive feedback. The vast majority will not, based on some criteria such as your look, how you look in the pictures, and the things that you do, how you come across. But this is not a reflection of everyone in the world. This is only a reflection of the people who are using that app, but have been conditioned to believe that those things are what matters. And so basically, some men may believe that the only one thing that matters about women is their looks, and they're not going to go any further than that. Some women who have been conditioned by a patriarchal society may believe that the only one thing that really matters is for men to be rich, or maybe they need to be tall and dark and mysterious. All those cliches that everyone talks about. And so because of that, only a small percentage of men and women will get positive clicks on those apps. Everyone else, they don't belong to that criteria, and they're going to feel bad about themselves. And so I'd say, forget about the app, learn how to reconnect with real people in society, go out in public places, talk to people, learn how to be more yourself, as opposed to trying. So it's a journey. It's not something that can happen like that, but learn how to allow yourself to be yourself instead of trying to fit in, to be normal, to be someone else that you're not. And eventually, as you do this, you will tell people, this is who I am. And as you are showcasing who you are, you will attract the right person at the right time, the right people. Okay? But don't believe that your worth is reflected by the algorithm of an app, especially a dating app. It's not an algorithm with the comments of those apps, because they are not. They have created a little bubble of society that is not reflecting the world at large. I hope it makes sense. Does it, Laksha? Does it help? Thank you for the little hearts, whoever it is. Maybe it's you. If I went on those apps, I'd probably get no matches either. And that's why I don't. I don't need it anyway. I'm happily married, but I mean, if I was single and I was going there, I would probably be the same. But here's the thing. There are different apps. Maybe that's a good analogy. Find your tribe, find your group of people, find the kind of people who are going to appreciate the sort of people that you are. I hope it makes sense. Selina, right? Yes, thank you, Selina. Laksha said hi. Loki as well. Hello, Loki. Normal face. I would appreciate that. Please feel free to reach out. What would you appreciate? Normal face. Please feel free to reach out. I'm not sure what you're referring to. I'm sorry. If you want to clarify yourself, please. Kay Stevens, I understand. It's basically about primitive coping mechanism, as you have so well elaborated. Yes. So there's also that, because I read already tons of stuff. So maybe the things that you are mentioning, I've come across some of the information already. And it's not that I don't think that is good, but it's that it's just there's so. Oops, fireworks. Halloween. But it's just that there's so much information out there. It's very important for me to optimize my flow and make sure that I don't spend my energy and my time trying to read stuff that I'm not aligned with in that moment. Chocolate sugar. Everyone in my degree course speaks another language, and I never know what they're talking about, so I can't join the conversation. I often feel disconnected, and yet I also feel rejected. Okay, I get it. So let's talk about this. Again, it's like the conversation with the dating app. It's because we are in a place where people are like that. There's a lot of different groups. There's a lot of different places. We're not meant to fit in everywhere with everyone. We must accept that there are some places where we will not fit in, but there are also places where we will. And so find the right people, find your tribe. If I go in there's a lot of groups, if I go there, I'm going to be like an alien. I will feel very wrong, very awkward, and everyone would think, who's that weirdo? And so I don't go there, because I get it, I understand. I don't try to be liked by everyone, I don't try to fit in. If I have to do something social, I know exactly what sort of things I should be doing in regards to my role, within that function, within that situation. But, but accept that everyone lives in a different bubble. There are different tribes and groups. And so, yes, if you feel that you don't know what they're talking about, what you can do, if everyone is talking a different language, have you engaged with them? Can they speak your language at all? If they can't speak your language at all, of course, it's going to be impossible because you don't speak the same language. But even though it is possible, nowadays you can use apps, you can use your translators apps, you can use your phone. There's so many things that are coming up more and more so every day in the world of technology that can help you with that. If you can't join the conversation, find the courage to ask them, guys, what are you talking about? Do you speak English or whichever language that you are speaking? And if it's not happening, say, okay, no worries. I've tried, it's not happening. I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm going to find my own people. And with them, I won't need to feel the way that I do. I hope it makes sense. Does it? Thank you for your heart. But also, when you say, I often feel disconnected and also rejected, what you need to realize is that the way you see yourself is like a prophecy to happen. So if you believe that you are someone that no one can ever understand, no one can ever get, if it's a belief that you have about yourself, then your subconscious mind will kind of seek the cues that will confirm those beliefs. And so if I believe that I'm weird, no one likes me, no one sees me, I'm invisible, I don't have a voice, I'm not important, people don't care about me, then whenever I'm going to go in the world and they're going to speak different language, I'm going to think that people don't like me anyway. So I'm going to try and I'm going to be shy and they're going to ignore me because they don't hear me. And now I'm going to conclude that it's because they're rejecting me. It's because I'm not enough. It's because I knew it. It's because I'm wrong. And basically we're seeking confirmation bias based on our emotional subconscious belief. So there may be that as well. And so what I would suggest you to do is first realize that maybe the way you see yourself is a kind of sabotaging your attempt at communicating with them. Try again next time thinking, I'm just like anyone, we're all the same, all I have to do is to apply the basic rules of conversation. Said, hello, I'm talking to you, what do you think of that? Or whatever. And then see what happens. And this is how we do. Everyone is insecure, everyone is in their bubble, everyone is misinterpreting what other people do or say. So give people a chance, that's what I'm trying to say. But if it really doesn't work, either because of them or because of you, because of both, then choose a different tribe with whom it's going to be much easier. Let me know if it helps. No one can reject you. We only can feel rejected if we believe that we are not worthy, we're not enough, we're inferior. The moment you accept yourself, no one can ever make you feel rejected. Of course, it's a journey, but we can talk about it if you want. Stevie Rounds, hi. How do you deal with in-laws that don't take accountability for their disrespectful behavior towards you and then ignore you? Because you have confronted them about it and they found that this rare something. And so how do you deal, at a general level, how do you deal with people who are close to you, but you need to see but they're not on the same wavelength? If they're not taking accountability, I want you to realize that the accountability bit is you wanting them to behave in a certain way. So you may be right, everything is contextual. Maybe in the relation of your family or your couple's relationship, what you are expecting of them is right. However, it's not for us to expect anything from anyone. People are the way they are. And we must accept that everyone has got a different, again, bubble, with a different set of belief, different understanding of the world, different emotional setup, different subconscious reactions, automatic pilot. And so how do you deal with them? You accept them, you try to talk to them, but if you realize that you can't, it means that there's a miscommunication. You are not in the same bubble, you don't share the same reality, you don't use the same language, you don't have the same belief, the same moral values, the same expectations. You're just different. And so one way to look at it is to find a way to communicate with them. Understand their psychology, understand your psychology, and try to meet in between. So that would be the best thing to do. But sometimes it's not possible, or it's very, very challenging. It's not worth our time or energy, because we can be so different and we have different priorities in life. And so if that's the case, the easiest way, the path of least resistance, would be to just accept them as they are, and not take things personally. If they say something disrespectful, don't let it hurt you. Find a way, and we can talk about it, but it's a whole different conversation. Find a way not to take personally what they say. It's just noise. Noise is only noise. It's only data. It's only when we turn it into an information that it affects us either positively or negatively. And so you can also do that. Sometimes, especially different generations, the way they behave can be troublesome, problematic for other people. But what you are trying to do is to change a whole lifetime of behavior. And that's quite of a challenge. So ask yourself, is it really worth my time? Do I really need to invest so much energy to make this happen? Or maybe it's easier for me to let them talk. It doesn't matter. Not be affected by what they say. It doesn't matter. It's not important. But of course, this is only me answering that question. If you can give me more details about the situation, I'm happy to address this in more specificity for you. But also something else that you can do, another option, there are many different options, is to set boundaries. So again, I know that it's difficult with in-laws because you are in a difficult position. You have your partner and that you're attached to, and that partner comes with them. So you can't really not deal with them. But setting boundaries come in many different ways. But essentially the idea is for you to change your behavior. Stop reacting. Stop trying to change them, and just tell them, okay, this is how it's gonna go from now on. What you say, what you do hurt my feelings. I don't like it. I know that you don't mean this, but it hurts my feelings. But I need to protect myself because it hurts my feelings, and it's not fair. It's not nice for me, for you to do that to me, and for me to allow you to do this to me. And so here are my boundaries. If you keep doing this, if you keep behaving like that, if you keep saying that, I'm going to do that. And that's what a boundary is. And then you apply the boundaries. So they will continue. And then you say, okay, that's it. I'm not speaking to you for a week. I don't care. I'm not going to do you that favor that you're asking me because you don't deserve it, because you hurt my feelings. I want to help you, but because you hurt my feelings, now I can't do this. My body, my heart is telling me no. And it's because of your behavior. So you have to stop doing this, and then we can be friends, and we can make these things happen. Make sure that you are not antagonizing them. The moment you say, you are wrong, you shouldn't be doing this, now you are creating more tension. And they're going to react more to you, and you're going to react more to them, and it's endless. And so it's very important to use empathy there and compassion and say, I get you, you don't mean it, as in you don't do it on purpose. You're not trying to hurt my feelings. We all behave in different ways, but I have my feelings as well. And I will never do anything to hurt you if I knew it. If I ever hurt you, let me know, and I will do my best to change my behavior. And then maybe eventually, by saying all of those things, you can change over time the quality of your relationship with your in-laws. If you need to retrieve information, just so you know, guys, if you are new on the channel, I leave my live streams on my channel to be replayed. So after each live, and I go live twice a week, every Wednesdays and Fridays from 6 to 8 p.m. UK time. After I'm done, it takes a few hours for YouTube to upload the live, but typically by the next day, the live streams is available to replay on my channel. You just need to go on my page, subscribe, of course, and go on my live section, and then find the live. And if I said anything that you were asking me about, you can retrieve all those informations then. Okay? So, Stevie, I hope it made sense. Let me know if it did or not, and we can maybe explore more conversation about this. Thank you for the little hearts. DM, are you Japanese? No, I'm not. I was born in France. My genes, if you're interested about my parents, are Chinese. My parents are from China. DM, I have a Japanese Akita. He is 9.5 years old, male. Thank you, Japanese Akita Akita the best. Right. I love dogs, so I appreciate that comment. Okay. I prefer French Bulldog myself. I don't know if you can see. This is our breed. We had 3 of them. Now we don't have any dogs at the moment, but we love dogs. So good on you. Akita, they're beautiful creatures. I absolutely agree with you. DM, your English is absolutely brilliant. Okay, thank you. So that means that I don't sound like a perfect English person. But it's fair enough. I'm not. I will never be because I'm not. Paul Ian, inner work is very important. Yes, yes. It's not just the inner work, it's the inner experience. I want to realize that we spend our life looking outside. People, what we want, what we are scared of, instead of looking inward. Very often we seek things that exist already inside of us. We're looking in the wrong place. And so, yeah. Uber saw that. Banzai. Okay. Just so you know, guys, I'm not going to tolerate trolls anymore on my live. So I'm going to give you a chance because, yeah, it's not too bad. But if I have any more comments that are racist, derogatory, offensive, or provocative in any way, I will get rid of them. I will get rid of you. Not because I take it personally. I don't take things personally anymore. I used to. A lot, but not anymore. But I need to create a safe space for people who want to talk about mental health. Okay, so please, guys, be kind. If you have questions, do ask me. But if I see any more silly comment like that from now on, I just get rid of it. It doesn't mean that you're necessarily a bad person. Maybe you just think that it's funny, but it's just not appropriate. There's a place and a time for everything. There's a place and a time to be goofy and say silly things. And this is not one of them. Selina, I have recently realized I'm not liked by my siblings and viewed as annoying. Okay, I am basically tolerated, and probably because of financial gains. I think I should withdraw my energy. Thoughts? Listen to your intuition. It could be true, it could be not true. But very often we're doing wrong decisions because we are following the wrong mind. So we have 3 minds. You have the head, thoughts, cognitive, conscious mind. You have your emotions, it's your heart, your body. And you have your intuition, that's your gut. And what you want to do is to spend more time in your body, listening to your body, your emotions, and your gut, as opposed to listening to your head. If you listen to your head is going to go, blah, 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 blah. They've done that, they said that, this happened, I remember this, blah, blah, blah. And then that can really tarnish reality and give us a different interpretation of it. But if you listen to your body, if you listen to your emotion, your body will tell you how you feel about it, and your intuition will tell you what to do about it, right? But it's possible. Very often, there are a lot of frictions in families that a lot of people don't want to acknowledge because everyone wants to be happy family, positive, everyone is happy. And the vast majority of us, sadly, are not. The truth is that people are complicated, and there's a lot of family dynamics that are very often negative, toxic. Siblings fighting against each other, people being hurt by their parents, mentally, physically, emotionally. There's so many things. I'm a therapist, so this is what I come across every day. And the worst is when we've been through those things and people are trying to pretend to be happy family and to bury it into nice, everyone is happy and positive kind of facade. So we need to be honest with ourselves. A lot of people are being told, oh, you shouldn't be complaining, you didn't have it so bad, they looked after you, they fed you, or people have it worse than you, and they're just dismissing your own suffering. Suffering is not a competition, but we all suffer, and we must acknowledge it if we care about people, as opposed to trying to protect the ego, protect the family dynamic, how we come across, making sure that people don't see that we are imperfect. And so yes, that could be possible, absolutely. Chocolate sugar. They speak my language too, but it's not their mother. Thank you for the little heart. Tongue. I try and speak to them, but I find that they are a bit distant. A couple of them avoid looking at me or look away. Thank you. There's millions of reasons why they may do this. It may have nothing to do with you. Maybe they're shy. Maybe they are thinking, my English is not so good. They feel embarrassed. So they don't want to speak because they don't want to be criticized. Maybe it's got nothing to do with you. Probably it's got nothing to do with you. So give them a chance. Say to them, it's okay. Take your time. Never correct their English unless they ask. If English is the language you're talking about. Right? And then offer them a chance to learn how to get acquainted to each other so that you can trust each other, so that you can open yourself and that you can have those conversations together. Kiyoshi, do you have any advice for people who love obsessively? Yes, so the way that I function is through questions with problems. There are tons of advice I can give you for anything, but I need a direction. I need a frame, a narrative. And so you're talking about people who are suffering from limerence, people who are obsessing over others. I can give you some thoughts, but it may not necessarily relate to you. That's why, if you could ask me something specific, this is my problem, how can you help me? Then that will be very, very useful. If not, I can only say that if you are loving people obsessively, it is a condition. It's not healthy, it's not normal, and we must change this. And I used to have this as well because it's part of my conditions. One of the things that I used to suffer from a lot was borderline personality disorder. And limerence is typically something that we go through when we have that condition. It's not just that, but I'm just using me as an example. So I understand what it is. We get obsessed, and it's very, very unhealthy. It creates a lot of drama, it creates a lot of hurt, a lot of problems. It never brings anything new, anything good. Maybe at start, if the person kind of like you, that can feel like passion, but then very quickly things will start to deteriorate in so many ways. And so if you could tell me about your specific problems, I would love to explore that conversation with you. Kiyoshi. Kay, I love the trifold woodwork behind you. All right, thank you. Someone did a beautiful job on that. Thank you. I'm glad you appreciate it. I like it as well. It's an old gift. It's the first gift that I bought for my husband when we've met 21 years ago for his first birthday. I'm not sure why I got this, but I thought it was a good idea, and it has proven very, very useful in our household. Fu Pai Du. Yes, we should only post mental health messages, nothing else. It's not, I can't talk about anything, but it's the tone. We don't want to mock people. We don't want to have that of the energy, oh, are you Yakuza, banzai, because this is not coming from a good energy. It's not an energy of trying to connect with people. I can talk about things with humor when I'm into that mood, which I am today. But it's just that it's your emotional drive, the energy that drives you to be in that conversation. Are you here because you want to connect with people, talk about things, or are you there to just mock them, to throw some little nasty comment and say, see how they react, because you have your own frustration and you're using social media to let go of your own frustration? And so if that's the later, we don't want this. And thank you for your comments, Fu Paidu. Stevie runs, thank you. Alien123, hi, hello. Selena, gut is saying keep going and don't look back. Okay, there you go. Follow. Remember that your gut tells you what you need to know in the moment. So nothing is a truth that is forever. It's what your gut is telling you now. Do it now, and then the next moment ask your gut again, and then at some point your gut may say to you, you know what, give them a call, check them out, see what happens, maybe something. Your gut is never a definitive message. It's only in relation to this moment. So this is very important to realize. Selena, yes, brush all the issues under the rug, don't complain. Yeah. It's a need to fit in society, to belong to our tribe, to our community. Everything should be lovey-dovey and happy. J. Clark, is there a consequence worth staying alone as a woman? I mean, very old age alone. Yes. Solitude is a killer. Solitude disconnects us from life, disconnect us from health, disconnect us from hope, disconnect us from people, disconnect us from all sort of things. As we get older, it's very important to socialize and to be with people. It's so important for our mental and emotional and very physical health. And so yes, consequence of being alone when we are very old is not a good idea. Now there's a difference between being alone when you are enjoying yourself every now and then, because you like to meditate, you like to paint, you like your own company, you like peace. I love this myself. I do a lot of meditation myself. But the alone that I'm talking about is lonely. If we don't have access because we have lost the habit, because we can't be bothered, because it's too complicated, it's too intimidating, Now we're drifting away from society, and because we are pack animals, we're designed not only to function, but to thrive with other people. When we are with people and we're doing things, talking to them, there's so many aspects of our brains that are functioning and being switched on, and we don't do this when we are just talking to ourselves, or talking to God, or talking to our cat. It's really important to meet people and to talk to them. Now, we don't need to have millions of people. We just need to have some people, a handful of people that we are able to express ourselves the way we are without trying to be someone else. And also talking to people, as in neighbors, shop people, good morning, how are you doing? Even little menial conversations like that are important because we are connecting with people and our brain realizes that we are alive, we are connecting with people, we have a purpose in society, we need to think things, and it's keeping us agile mentally, it's keeping us going. But if we don't see anyone now, we're waiting for life to end, we're waiting for death to come and pick us up. We're waiting for cancer, for Alzheimer, for Parkinson. We're waiting for... We are no longer moving. Life is movement. Stillness is decline, is regression. And again, I'm talking about this at a general level. If I'm practicing stillness through meditation, but I'm active the rest of the time, it's okay. I'm talking about stillness in regards to our mindset, how we operate in life. Now, if we do this, we're going to go down very quickly. And that's why so many people have so many illness and it gets worse and worse exponentially as they get older. Because their body, their mind thinks that there's no reasons to stay alive. There's no stimulations. There's nothing for us to adapt or to adjust to anymore. So yes, does it make sense, Jay Clark? Is it you or is it someone that you know? Do you want to explore that subject? Selena, thank you. You are so helpful. Thank you so much. Artist, what is RTT? RTT is the system that I use with my clients in my practice. It stands for Rapid Transformational Therapy. It's a type of hypnotherapy invented by Marisa Peer, and it's very, very powerful. We address the problem from our subconscious mind. We address directly the root core belief that are toxic to our well-being. And so most of our problems, the reason why people do a lot of talking therapy, and it never changes anything, is because we are thinking those problems. And we don't realize that the problems are not living in our head. They're living in our body, in our heart, in our nervous system. The problem is how we feel, it's not what we think. What we think is the result of how we feel. And so, I mean, it goes both ways. But the reason why we suffer is because it's always the emotions first. So with RTT, we address the emotional blocks, the emotional triggers, the emotional subconscious belief, filters, lenses that are going to distort reality in such a way that we're going to suffer from anxiety, depression, addiction, anger, self-sabotage, low self-esteem, procrastination, and so on and so forth. If you want me to talk about RTT, I can, but give me something so that I can explain how I would use RTT within that case, perhaps. Kiyoshi, I have BPD, actually, okay, borderline personality disorder. I have recently been left by my now ex-partner. He left because he wanted to focus on himself. I can't help it but wonder if I scared him away somehow, even if he said I didn't. You probably have scared him away. If you have BPD and if you're diagnosed with that, then it's probably the case. And so if that's the case, address your BPD. There are no little hacks for that. You want to change the way you feel, the way you interpret the world, the way you interpret your own thoughts. With BPD, the main thing is emotional dysregulation and catastrophe when it comes to relationships. All relationships, but especially the romantic ones. And so, yes, if you have BPD, because of our extreme behavior and unpredictability, we scare people. It's one of those conditions that is very, even more difficult. I mean, all conditions are challenging anyway, but with BPD, it's like narcissistic personality disorder as well. We suffer from that because the way it affects our relationships. But with BPD, we suffer from it more. The NPD, they don't suffer it in the same way because they are in denial of their own selves. Whereas with BPD, we're desperate to be loved. We're desperate to be seen. We're desperate to feel safe. And because of that despair, the way we come across, the way we behave, are going to be a lot for most people. Are you looking after your BPD, Kiyoshi? Selena, I agree. Okay, thank you. It hurts. You're not hard, bro. All right, okay, so we're going to get rid of that guy. I want to say harassment, bullying. Okay, bye, whoever. It doesn't want me to do this. Let's try again. I don't want to spend too much time on this stuff, but I've got to do report harassment. It's not allowing me to report it. So I'm going to put unwanted commercial. There you go. Yes, unwanted commercial, go away. And this is how we can get rid of trolls. You see, we don't need to react. We don't need to be aggravated. It happen. Life is full of different people for all sorts of different reasons, where we interact with you in all sorts of different ways, and it's okay. Because it's not about what they do. It's about what we do in regards to them. Just like that, back. And if I'm going to come across 10 more trolls, 100 more, I will do it again. It's not a problem. Accept that this is how it goes on social media, on YouTube, or in life, anyway. So where was I? Thank you for the little heart. Tawa Karitu. Hi. Hello, Tawa. Kiyoshi, I am mostly suffering because I was so used to his presence and I really miss him. I feel like he's the first person I loved. I want to contact him, but he said no for both of our sakes. Are you sure that you have BPD? Because you seem to be very reasonable for someone who's got BPD. When you have BPD, we split and we're extreme into what happened, into our perspective of the other person. And we normally tend to love them and then we hate them and then we go back and forth very intensely, very rapidly, and that's an obsession. But let's forget about the BPD, whether it's true or not, because sometimes we believe that we have a diagnosis and we're not, we're not suffering from that so much that we deserve a label or diagnosis. So we all experience everything within the spectrum of emotional state. The difference between a label or not is whether it's affecting our life or not. And so you say, I'm mostly suffering because I was so used to his presence and I really miss him. So this is quite normal. When we go through a breakup, most of us will go through that. Our brain adapts to normality. It wants normal. And that's why if we've been with someone for a long time, when they are no longer there, unless they have hurt us, but sometimes even if they hurt us, when they are no longer there, we're going to feel sad and missing them because our brain is trying to get us to go back to that state of normality. The brain wants us to stay normal because normal means safe. And that's why most of us will experience this when we are going through a breakup. I want to contact him, but he said no for both of our sakes. What I would suggest you is to indeed work on yourself and let go of him and realize that if you are thinking about him, it's because there's a part of you that believes that that person is different than everyone else. And he's the only one who can see you, and no one else can. No one can give you the happiness that that person gave you. And it's just not true. I want you to challenge your thought. You feel like that because there are some things that you could relate to with that person. Or maybe because you believe that that's all that you deserve. That could be that as well. Again, at a subconscious level. And so address this and realize there are zillions of people in the world. Why would I obsess over one person? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I don't have to spend my life missing that person. I can accept that that person is gone. I can allow for my brain, my body to let it go gradually. But I can do this by focusing on everyone else. If you keep thinking about that person, you will never move on from that because you're still entertaining the thought of that person in your mind. And so you will not only keep on suffering from that, but you will make it worse. Because whatever we keep thinking, we reinforce. And so the solution to that is for you to go out in the world and start to make people realize, okay, it didn't work. It doesn't mean anything about me. We didn't split because of me. We split because relationships are not meant to last anyway. The vast majority of relationships are not meant to last. People don't realize this. Even if when people find their other half and they are super happy and they live together for many years, at some point, one of them will die. And so we are never meant to stay together forever, always. We have to separate at some point. We need to accept that. And so what we want to do is to appreciate the good moments. And then once it's no longer there, go through a period of grief. But then, in order to accelerate or to have a healthy grief journey, we want to start to open ourselves and stop obsessing about that person by choosing thinking about other things, thinking about things that stimulate you to do with the things that you do, or focus on meeting other people. Go back out there. But if you have BPD, address your BPD. That would be my suggestion as a priority. You see me being fidgety because I'm not used to be sat down. I normally always do things standing up, but because I'm at the end of my healing process with my foot. I had a gut attack that has created a lot of problems for myself for a little while now. I have to do this sat down, but it's very uncomfortable. Anyway, Jill Marinetti, thank you. Lavender Grace, how to heal from people who betray us. You want to change your belief. Again, so not again, because I haven't talked about it yet today, but if we suffer from people betraying us, it's not because of them. It's because of your expectations. It's because of your belief. So I'm not trying to be horrible. We're not all the same. But basically, we all have belief, and we suffer because of some belief that are not realistic. And so I can give you some example. One of the belief that is unrealistic that we all have, that is creating suffering in our life, is things must go my way. And if things don't go my way, I'm going to feel terrible about myself. And this is why we are all disappointed when things are not going our way, right? Everyone. But if we can think about it from a rational perspective, what are the chances that things are always going to be my way, to go my way? I'm not the center of the world. I don't have superpowers. Sometimes things will go my way, and I can appreciate. And some of the time they won't, and I have to accept it. So now, by changing that belief, we are creating a better life for us. Because as long as we keep on believing that things must go my way, we begin to suffer from that every time they don't go our way. And this is the same. People are betraying us means people must behave in a way that I behave. It's a belief. I have some principles, I have some values, I have some morals that I think are very good, that I borrowed from my parents, from my community, from my teachers. And so I believe that this is how people should be. And everyone who don't do this, who don't behave like that, they are bad. And so when it comes to betrayal, it's about loyalty. I believe that people should be loyal to everyone. And I believe that if people are not loyal to me, if they betray me, then I'm going to suffer. I'm going to be angry. I'm going to be let down. And in reality, you're only suffering from the belief. Change that. Loyalty is just one of those things. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't happen. Don't expect it. When it happens, celebrate it, appreciate it for as long as it lasts. But we shouldn't expect anything because we're just projecting our own values and belief. There are tons of reasons as to why someone may not be loyal, someone may betray you. And it's got nothing to do with you. It's got nothing to do with their moral values either. Maybe they are in a state of survival, maybe they have some unhealed trauma, maybe that's how they behave, they have different priorities, they have some problems that you have no idea about. It's got nothing to do with you. And so we want to basically upgrade our belief as we go through life, including belief with loyalty, being a good or a bad person, all those things. Just understand and appreciate that we're all human. We're all doing our best with whatever baggage we have, with whatever. Just 1 second, please. Gosh. Oh, I don't need that. I've got my gout already. Just 1 second. Where was I? We want to address our belief. We want to let go of expectations that are always arbitrary and made up based on our context. Everyone is different. That's what I'm saying. Everyone is doing their best. We all have different set of belief. We all have different set of values. We don't choose them. We inherit them from our upbringing. We all have different set of behavior, and we all have different coping mechanism, ways to regulate our nervous system, reactions to this or that. And so instead of judging people and expecting them to behave in certain ways, accept, learn that we're all different and think, oh, it's okay. They are no longer loyal to me. I'm going to say goodbye, leave them go with compassion, and I'm going to focus on the other people. If you think about they're wrong, they shouldn't behave like that, you're holding yourself into a place of toxicity. And the only person that will suffer from that toxicity is you, because you're going to get angry and frustrated. That person that has betrayed you, they probably have forgotten all about you. They're not even thinking about you at all. And so when you realize this, you're going to think, okay, you know what? It's ridiculous. You're going to let it go. It's okay. It doesn't mean anything about anything. And you get to learn how to be more flexible, agile in the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you see people, the way you judge people. And if you can do this, life would be much easier for you. I hope it helps. Lavender. Kay Stevens, can you recommend how to break the cycle of limerence and how to stop that recycling of self-destructive behavior? So when we suffer from limerence, we have a propensity for that. We want to change our belief, either belief that are born from trauma, which is often the case with limerence. Whatever happened to us in childhood are going to create our sense of self, but will in turn create how we see ourselves in relationship and what sort of people we deserve and how we should be treated like. And those things create limerence. But also, sometimes it's not necessarily as bad as trauma. Sometimes it can be just a belief that has been exacerbated because we are under a lot of stress and anxiety. And so when we are overwhelmed, physically, emotionally, then we're going to be exacerbating some limiting belief that may not have been born necessarily from trauma. So it's one or the other. But either, it doesn't matter. They're both beliefs that we can address. You want to change the belief that you have about yourself. So again, how to address limerence, it depends. It depends on each case, on each individual. We're all vastly different and intricate. And that's why I always say to people, be more precise in your question. Ask me a question about you, specifically bullet point, so that I can explain. But if you're just asking at a general level, how do I address limerence? By locating the belief that is getting us to experience limerence. Right? Limerence is the idea that that we have found our special person if there's no one else like them in the whole world. And that may be because we believe that, again, we don't deserve anyone else, we're lucky, or maybe we are so different. And that person is also different in similar ways as us. And because we felt so different, we feel finally there's someone like me. And so we believe, again, that no one else will ever be as good as that person. We get obsessed. I mean, yeah, there are tons of different perspectives we can look at that thing from. But I hope that I said something that brought something on the table for you, Kay. Jill Marinetti. Louise Hayes is powerful. Yeah, she's into the law of attraction and she's got a publishing company that sends me tons of courses every day on my email. But yes, Louise Hayes had done and said something very interesting. Yeah. President. Oops. I forgot to. These are my alarm clocks reminding me to post my third TikTok post of the day. So just bear with me, please. I hope that this didn't affect the live stream. Just bear with me 1 second, please. TikTok. And this. The less we know, the more certain we are. Oh, what a great
One of my colleagues asked me to analyze a bunch of brains of.
Oops. So the post that I just put now goes like this. The less we know, the more certain we are about what we know. So this is the paradox of knowing. If we have a fixed mindset or growth mindset, we have a different relationship with knowledge. With a fixed mindset, because I know. With a growth mindset, the more I know, the more I realize how little I know. So we are humble, essentially. Anyway, let's go back to. Thank you for this. Let me just check that it's out. The less we know. Yes. The less we know, the more certain we are about what we know. Told you. There you go. Okay. Let's go back to where I Kiyoshi, I am not currently getting help for it, but I will try to soon. I would urge you to seek help for your BPD if you are diagnosed. It's a life debilitating situation, and every day that you wait, every day is like playing Russian roulette. You are allowing yourself more opportunities to wreck more relationships and create more problems and self-hatred and shame for yourself. And you don't need more of this. No one does. President Alien, how much longer is the live? Up till 8 o'clock, so another 55 minutes. I come here from 6 to 8 every Wednesdays and every Fridays. UK time. Asked Fox, can you tell me to get up and do my dishes? Okay. Asked Fox, get up and do your dishes. Or maybe do it after the live. I'm not sure. Asked Fox, that separation between how it is and how we think it should be in such a source of strife. I don't know what, I forgot what strife means. Strife. Angry or bitter disagreement over fundamental issues. Okay, okay. Yes, it is a huge source of strife indeed. Thank you for teaching me a new word today. Absolutely. It's one of the hardest concept for many people to digest, to realize that there's no such thing as reality, and the reality that we experience and that we create for ourselves is down to our system, but it's going to get us to interpret what we see, to react in a certain way, to feel the way we feel whenever we're facing certain people, situations, words, conversations. Sorrows, how to live. How to live. How to live by stop surviving. So most of us, we don't live, we survive. And we don't realize this because it is our normal. But if we're always anxious, if we're always stressed out, if we're always having some negative self-talk, if we're having intrusive thoughts, if we're on a constant state of tension and protection and heightened alertness, it's not normal. And sadly, because of the way society is designed, most of us are on a state of survival. And so how do we live? By learning how to move from the state of survival to the state of creation. Thank you for the question. I can elaborate if you want. Just ask me more. Mellow Monkey, Didican, this is my first time seeing your channel. Much love to you, my brother. Thank you so much, Mellow Monkey. Kiyoshi, I've been diagnosed a while ago. I just don't admit a lot of the bad things, to be honest. Okay, all right, okay. So I would suggest you to do some more research until you are able to seek some professional help. President Alien, how do we rid ourselves of phobias? All right, this is actually quite straightforward. Phobias are there because we are, again, everything is down to whatever happened to us in childhood. So we create a lot of associations. And if we believe that something is bad, and if we go through a lot of stress and anxiety throughout our life, we're going to exacerbate that belief to the point that it's going to affect our life. You need both components. And so, for instance, if someone has arachnophobia, they're scared of spiders, what we can do is to address the belief through hypnotherapy, RTT, with the things that I do. Or, if it's not too bad, some people also utilize gradual exposure, getting closer to spider, more and more so that eventually we realize it's not as bad as we think it is. But for me, it's kind of easier and faster to address the belief. And the belief is that, if you think about it, and that's the reason why I have taken spider as an example. I live in the UK, and some people are terrified with spiders. But there are no spiders that are venomous in this country. Daddy long legs. Some of them are quite menacing. They look quite scary, but they can't kill us. If you live in Thailand, if you live in Australia, it's different. You want to be careful. But in the UK, no. And so why are we scared? There's no need from an evolutionary perspective for us to be scared of spiders if we live in the UK. Well, that could be as simple as maybe one time we were young, we were watching television with our parents, and then there was a spider on television. And dad or mom said, this is scary, or they're disgusting. So now we have downloaded the idea that spiders are bad. Just out of that seemingly innocent situation. And now, all of our life, we're going to have that belief. And if we are overwhelmed by stress, anxiety, discomfort by life, now this is going to exacerbate this, and that can really turn that belief into a problem. And people can be obsessed. And as soon as they see a spider, they're going to feel terror in their body, when there was not really necessarily any trauma to do with spiders. Now, there can be also some level of trauma. But I wanted to just highlight how belief can be random in the way they are created, and how some little situations can really escalate into something big if we go through a life of stress, discomfort, and anxiety. I hope it makes sense. And so, how do we get rid of phobia from my perspective as an RTT therapist? We just go back into your memories, we address what happens, and we change the energy, the emotional energy of that scene, of that episode from the past, so that in the future you can gradually, first you change how you feel, and then you need to change how you think about it. But it's a very easy process. I think, all the phobia cases that I had, all spectacular results straight away. Kiyoshi, thank you. This helps a lot. Fantastic. Thank you, Kiyoshi. Daniel Perez, how do you heal from overthinking and anxiety? Okay, so it's very, very broad question. There are many types of overthinking. There are many types of anxiety. There are many ways in which they work together and how they express themselves into your life. So if you can give me a specific question, that would be helpful. If not, I can only give you a generic answer to reflect your generic question. How do we heal overthinking and anxiety? If it's really bad, therapy. That's my answer. Therapy or self-reflection work, self-awareness, going through a journey of learning the mechanics of the mind, understanding psychology, why your past affected you in such ways, or it can be more holistic. It can be any sort of things, mindfulness, meditation. There are tons of things that we can do in regards to overthinking and anxiety. It depends on your case. It depends on what will work best for you. There's so many different things that I could talk about. And so if you can be more specific, that'd be helpful. Overthinking at a general level, just at a conversational level, if we're overthinking is because we have some unresolved issues. And we believe, the belief that overthinking about that thing will solve it. And so I can talk about it a little bit, even if you are not specific. Overthinking is the idea that if I keep on thinking about something, I will find the solution. I'll be prepared to that better the next time. And it never works, because overthinking is not planning, it's not researching. There's a difference. We can plan something, we can do some studies, we can prepare ourselves by exploring on the internet, talking to people, learning from teachers. But if we're overthinking, what we're doing, we are just reassessing the same ideas again and again. We're looking at the problem from the same position again and again. And because of that, it doesn't work. We must first acknowledge that overthinking doesn't work. And the analogy that we use a lot, and that I use as well, is that overthinking is like being sat down on a rocking chair and expecting to get somewhere. And so next time you overthink, visualize this. You're on a rocking chair and you want to get somewhere. It's not going to happen. So what you do, you stand up, you get out, you actively move to get yourself out of that state of overthinking. And then you do something, and then as you have broken that momentum of thought, then you can choose another thought, or you can do something so that you don't allow for the old thought to come back. But in reality, the reason as to why we overthink is because also, and mostly because we have some, we haven't found closure about some situations we had in the past. And that problem that we're overthinking about is reminding us of a situation. So that's why we have some thoughts that keeps on coming back, some patterns of thoughts, because we didn't find closure. And the extreme example would be trauma. If we have been through some very overwhelming experiences in our past, and we have not been given a coping mechanism to know how to deal with that if it happens again, then we have not found closure. And our mind, we keep entertaining it because it needs to find a solution to be ready the next time. And so this is just different perspective about overthinking. And anxiety is a huge problem that is so vast. Anxiety, if you ask me how do we deal with anxiety, I would say to you, it depends on what sort of anxiety you're suffering from. So know first what is your type of anxiety, and then tell me how it's happening in your life, and then we can talk about it. Okay? Anxiety, just to generalize it, is our mind trying to protect us by keeping us on a constant state of edge. It's a defense mechanism, protection mechanism. So is overthinking, so is everything else. Most of our behavior that we deem problematic are actual systems that we put into place a long time ago, because back then we thought that it would be a good idea to keep us safe. And so yes, if you want to be more specific, I would love to help you out. Other than that, this is what we do: overthinking and anxiety. We understand what it is, and then we find out what sort of overthinking and anxiety we have, and then we find out what sort of tools will work best for us, and then we apply those things until it works. But we are many layers. We are not just this. Nothing in the world is just this or that. We are multidimensional. And so we want to understand that if we have overthinking, anxiety, or anything else, it's never because of this or that. It's because of this and that and that and that and that. So the more we understand the bigger picture about ourselves, the more we're able to find out what is the magic formula and recipe for us to address that problem. I hope it helps, Daniel. Reborn. Message retracted. Wow. Okay. Hello, Reborn. Lily Patrelli. Hello, Cracker. Hello, Reborn. I remember that you had the same inflammatory issue 6 months ago. Have a speedy recovery. Yes, it's been going up and down. I've been suffering it actually up and down for, in fact, years. I'm laughing because I thought that I was okay with my peers. Had a good run for many years. All my life I had that condition, but since the pandemic, it became worse. And so it's been 5 years that I had a lot of complications, and so yes, I'm learning more about it as I'm getting older. And it's okay, because this is how it goes, and I will find the solution. And I will always adapt and get back on my feet, like literally at some point. But this is how it goes. We are challenged by things. Things never stay the same, including our problems. So we need to have a good mindset about it and learn how to bounce back and expand our understanding of those problems as those problems expand. And so we can always, it's like a tug of war. But yeah, that's life. Thank you, Reborn, for remembering that I had that problem already 6 months ago. Honey Beer, hello Didi. How are you today? And which tattoo from you do you like the most and why? I don't think about my tattoos much, to be honest. I'm covered with them, and so I don't see them anymore. In summertime, when it's hot, I'm reminded of my tattoos when I wear my vest and people in the street are telling me about them. But I really don't see them anymore. They all mean something to me. Oh, wow. Oops, sorry about that. I've got something in my chest. I don't know if I have some tears. Just bear with me, please. I couldn't find them. I'm looking for some pills, some lozenge. So I'm going to keep going. Hopefully I'll be all right. And if not, I will have to terminate the live if it's too much for me. Okay. So which tattoo do I like? Depends on my mood. They all mean something. But the way that I see it, because I'm covered, and that's often the case with people who are covered, I don't see like having many tattoos. I have one tattoo. That's all of it. So there you go. XYWZ. Hi, hello, Marina. So to solve limerence, just meet more people. It's never just this or that. I was just saying how we are many layers, but it's understanding ourselves. And one of the way to solve limerence, if we are in the right state, would be to open ourselves to meet other people. That could work for some people. So again, it depends. It all depends. Here, I'm only answering people at a very generic level because of the nature of the question. If you can be precise, I can give you precisely what will work for you. Resilient Warrior, hello. Hi Didi, thanks for the last live We talked about acceptance, about knowing that we are mortal and it's part of life, yes. Embrace the comfort and learn from it. Having mindset growth, you mean growth mindset, with perspective helps. Yes, fantastic. Thank you for the feedback. Resilient warrior. Remember, Michelle McGrath. Hi Didi, how would you maintain healthy boundaries with people that think it's selfish to have them, like being hurt and offended, if you want to spend a few hours alone? You remind yourself that you matter more than their opinions. The reason why they're saying this is precisely because they don't respect your boundaries, and it's precisely why you need them. Because they don't respect your feeling, they don't care about how you feel. It's about their agenda, their wants, them, as in me, right? They don't see you. They don't care about how you feel. And this is why you need boundaries, because you must put your feelings first. And so if they don't care about your boundaries, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they think. Boundaries is about you telling them, this is me, this is what matters to me, this is how I feel. If you care about me, then you have to do this. And if you don't do this, I will do that. That's it. It doesn't matter what they think. And so the problem is your own feeling of guilt. I shouldn't be setting boundaries because they are not happy about it. You know what? F them. Your boundaries are about you. Self first. Look after yourself. Your happiness matters. Your feelings matter. Thank you for your heart. Right? And so typically some people will resist that and will tell you, what is that nonsense? And this is precisely why you need to do this. If they're being hurt and offended, it's their problem. It's not yours. Your problem is to make sure that you find a way to regulate how you feel, to be in a place where you are happy and at peace, where you don't need to feel bad about yourself because of them. Okay? Mellow Monkey, is it possible for you to work with me in a one-to-one situation? Yes, if you want. This is what I do for a living. I'm a therapist. And so if you have interest to work with me, go on my bio. There's a link to my website. And from there, you can send me an email. We can organize a free discovery call to find out if we can work together. Right? I work on Zoom, so international, anyone. We just need to organize a day and time that work for both of us, and that's it. And the first call is always just about knowing to know each other. And something that I do also is that if people are not able to afford my services, because I'm quite pricey, then I can always give them some recommendations and some advice. Half an hour. I can cram quite a lot of information in half an hour. So something to consider for any one of you watching in the background. Thank you for the question, Madam Monkey. Isaac Lucius Levitsky, why do you hate Jews, Zionists? I don't at all. But by your tone, I can see that you are a troll. And so I'm going to get rid of you. I'm going to put hate speech, harassment, promote terrorism. There you go, promote terrorism. Stop promoting terrorism. And just for the record, I don't have any problem with anyone. But of course, most of us know and understand trolls, and so especially within the context of Gaza, Israel, and the genocide. And so there are all sorts of people out there doing all sorts of things for all sorts of different reasons. Let's put it like that. Resilient Warrior. I got the book from Carol, Mindset Growth. Thanks, Didi. Tell me more. How can I improve my self-awareness and acceptance in daily life, especially with worry, fear of anxious thoughts? So you want to practice mindfulness. Self-awareness is about reflecting inward. So again, I need you to be specific. How can I improve my self-awareness? You don't need to improve your self-awareness. You are working on it already. You're on it. You're here with me asking me questions. So you are very aware that you are on a journey of self-awareness. You don't need to do anything else. So maybe something that I can say now is to accept that you're doing well. It's a journey. Accept yourself, as in, I need to have more self-awareness about myself before I can love myself. Love yourself, accept yourself, you're fine. We're all in this journey to grow. And we always grow and get better for the whole of our life. And so you're fine, you're doing well. You get that book. It's a testimony that you are focusing on self-awareness, you are on that journey. You are talking to me. Today, you were there 2 days ago, so you are doing well. You don't need to do anything else about self-awareness. You are doing well. Acceptance, same thing. When it comes to acceptance, everything that you do is about you expanding your mind. And as you do that, as a byproduct, as a result of it, eventually you will also have more elements about your own self-acceptance. Now, if you want to ask me something about self-acceptance specifically, I would love to explore the subject. Acceptance is so important, and I love to talk about it, but I need you to phrase, to construct, to put together a question that resume how is it problematic to you. And if you can do that, we can go in that direction. Resilient warrior, survival versus creativity. Really a good mindset to consider. Thanks. I think a lot of my past was survival, doing and trying hard to be the best. Realizing everything is not a waste of time, it's part of life. Yes, thank you. As stated in my long video on YouTube that I put out, when was it? I forget already. I was talking about it in my last of my penultimate video. Check it out. The last video I put is called "You Can Never Waste Your Life." And the previous one, "Why to Find Happiness Inside of Us." So check them out. I do long form videos, and I believe that many of you can find a lot of your solutions and answers in those videos. Cracker, hello again. Pumpkin Puff, hi Didi, hello. How are you today? Happy Halloween. Okay, happy Halloween, pumpkin. Obviously, good. I'm sure you must appreciate it since you are a pumpkin. Thank you. Okay, do you believe that growing up in an environment with a person with delusional belief can cause panic disorders in later life? Yes. A stressed out parent can cause this in a child's mindset of self-doubt. Yes. Anything that our parents were affect us in many different ways. Everything. The vast majority of our existence, of our perception of reality, of our struggles, baggage, problems, everything is down to our parents mostly. So it's not all directly, but it's not only our interactions, the way they treated us, the way they behaved with us, but also our observation of them dealing with their own life. And of course, it's not just them, but it's mainly and mostly them. Because most of our beliefs are formed during the first 7 years of our life, and the people who have the most access to us, the people who are the most exposed to for those first 7 years are our parents, generally, right? And so, or caregivers, whoever they are. Oops, some light from outside. And so, yes, whatever behavior they exhibit, it's Fanda. Whatever behavior they exhibit, whatever interactions we have with them are going to profoundly shape and form our mind, our nervous system, our belief system, because we're literally learning every day from our environment the moment we're born. And so, yes, so if you're saying that they are having delusional belief, panic, and them being stressed out, absolutely. If our parents, and sadly it's the case for most of us because of society and culture, but if our parents are showing that they are sometimes overwhelmed by things and they don't know what to do, then we're going to learn that from them. We're going to learn helplessness. There's nothing I can do about it. I get overwhelmed. How do I deal with adversity? With fear, with anger, with sadness, with hatred. And we are learning it from the behavior of our parents based on how they deal with their stuff. And we don't realize how even the way we think, the things we say, the way we address people, the way we treat them, so many of those behaviors are literally copied from our parents. As we get older, we may realize this more. But even the very word we say and the way we talk to others, the way we talk about others, it's all things that we can remember our parents doing if we did some work, if we did some inner work. And so the beautiful thing about this is that we realize that nothing that we are doing or thinking or feeling is originally from us. It's borrowed. So we can change it. Resilient warrior. Thank you, Didi, for elaborating and expanding about self-awareness. I used to think of it as young, as just a big positive word, realizing it's a process and a good tool, not getting defined by external, probably external reward or motivation. Okay, yes, overthinking happens when people think over your thoughts. It's a sneaky way some family members can take over. Yes, ask where and who anxiety came from. We're not born with this toxicity. Okay, yeah. It's not a toxicity originally. It becomes toxic. Originally, it is a defense mechanism. Bonnie Bun 666. Dude, I'm so jealous of your hairline. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, try Mulan for your respiratory issues. Mulan. Okay, I don't know what it is. I know what it is. I just need to. I believe I have this chronically. It can be chest infection, cold, those sort of things, or too dry. So I'm going to have some thing here. Sometimes I take some pills and it gets better. Maybe I can do some ginger and honey and lemon beverage, tea. That will help. I'm not sure what is Mulian, but thank you for another recommendation. Isabella, do you believe in Jesus? Yes, I believe in Jesus, but I also believe in Buddha. I believe in Allah. I believe in Ganesha, in Krishna, in Zeus, in Odin. I believe in Osiris and Osiris. I believe in the spaghetti monsters, and the unicorn rainbow. I believe in all of it. I believe in everything. I believe in aliens. I believe in ghosts. I don't believe in demons, though. I believe that Christians have invented that. But this is my belief. But I do believe in Jesus, and I love Jesus. I believe in God, but I don't call it God because there's a part of me that feels that visualizing a person is oversimplistic. And so I address the universe. To me, God is not a person. It is everythingness, it's energy, it's everything in the universe, everything that makes the universe. The universe is everything in space and time. And so I believe in God, I believe in Jesus, but not in the way some people may express it. And it's okay. We all have different experience. I respect you, I respect the way you do it. And that's it. Isabella. All the words are taken. Hello, hello, Didi. Hello. Resilient warrior. Thank you, Didi. Started realizing, like you said, that our brain is designed to protect us instead of feeling negative about it. Yes. No, it's survival, but not knowing I'm the programmer anymore to add. I've got plenty to add. And I will add depending on how the flow of the conversation goes. Marina. Precise question. Ah, fantastic. I think I am in limerence about a man who is not available anymore. I rejected him first because of my then relationship, but now I have a crush on him, but he has a partner. We see each other, but I am a secret. I can't see a life without him, but the nature of the relationship is hurting me. I don't know what to do. You want to address your belief. It's not about that man will still allow this to happen because he's benefiting from it, right? And so he's going to take what he wants from that, and he doesn't really care about how you feel. And so what you want to do is to realize that this is happening. The feelings that you have for that man is not the same that he has for you. And you want to find out, why am I doing this for myself, to me? Why am I doing this to me? Why am I putting myself in such a situation that is not going to give me a good outcome? I'm doing this to myself. So this is where therapy, self-reflection, inner work will help over time to understand why you're doing this. And then when you can understand and put your finger as to what happened, you can change my belief from that point. Yeah. But it's a tricky one, because if you suffer from that, it means that there's a lot of different things that get you to that point. So it's not just one thing. It's a lot of things to basically dig and find out about. If you have limerence, you probably have some conditions, and those are the things that you want to address. Not the limerence that is only one expression of that condition. But find out what it is. What is your label, the thing that you can work on to do with your own emotional experience of the world, and work on it. In the meantime, remind yourself that you are going through that because of some unhealed situation, unhealed wounds, emotional wounds from the past that have altered the way you see yourself and the way you see people and relationships. And realize that it's not because of any other reasons that you want to fix something from your past. So address that past. Realize that as long as I do this, I'm allowing for that person to take advantage of me. And maybe it's still satisfying, it's still okay. But you want to eventually, at some point, sooner than later, you want to really address your whatever belief is getting you to end up in that situation. I want you to realize that there are millions of people in the world. You say, I can't live my life without him. I can't see my life without him. So let's talk about this. Why? What is so special and different about that person as opposed to the billions of people that exist on that planet, including many of them who would absolutely adore you, love you for who you are, accept you, and give you all the love that you want and need? Why? Okay, I read a comment about boundaries where someone said in a response to a critical person, they said, you bring out the worst in people and don't ever forget that. What are your thoughts on that? I don't understand. So you read something where someone said, you bring out the worst in people. I don't know, I don't understand the situation. I think it's just a comment about the situation that I don't know the narrative of, so I can't help you with that. If you can be more precise, that would be helpful. I'm sorry. Juan Luna, sir, can you speak slowly? I can't understand, sorry. I speak the way that I speak. Sometimes I speed up, sometimes I slow down. And if you can't understand, if you ask me a question specifically for you, Juan, I will slow down. But I have to express myself the way I do, okay? If it's too difficult for you, I apologize. Maybe I'm not the best person for you. But if you do ask me something, I will make the conscious effort to slow down just for you, all right? I hope it's fair. Mellow Monkey, thank you for your answer, but I would not want to waste your time by taking the 30 minutes knowing that I cannot afford your services. So this is precisely what I'm doing. It's up to you. The reason why I'm doing this discovery calls and the reason why I don't give my prices up is so that people reach out to me and get a chance to speak to me. Even if half an hour, I'm happy to do this. I do this all the time. Look at me, I'm here. I come on YouTube twice a week for 2 hours every week with my free time. I've got tons of things to do, but this is something that I love to do because I can. And so, I have no problem giving advice to anyone who needs some help if they can't afford me. Even for half an hour, we can discuss things and see where it takes us. If you feel that you're comfortable doing this, do it. I have no problem with that. But make sure that, guys, don't waste my time. Sometimes people online waste my time, and it's just not kind and not fair because I have a life. I'm trying to do my best to help a lot of people, and sometimes it can be frustrating that I have some meetings, some Zooms scheduled, and then no one shows up. But having the actual discovery call with you, to me, is never going to be a waste of time. Perhaps I can think about what I'm suffering with and just ask. You can also do this. You can come to my live week after week and we can talk about those things together. Here, there. Some people on TikTok have done this for 2.5 years before on TikTok, and some people have been coming regularly and told me after a while that they find a solution to a problem, they change, and they're so happy thanks to our conversations week after week. And so I'm happy to do this. Do come back in your live streams. Yes, Madam Monkey. However, this will take me some time as self-reflection is very hard for me to do. You have time. Your life is made of time. We tend to be hard on ourselves because we believe that we're not enough. I must heal. I must be good. I must be happy. I must be perfect. No. We are on a journey to become better. Life is a journey, not a destination. And so we want to accept ourselves as a process that is ongoing. And we want to focus on the progress, on the process and the progress, as opposed to thinking, I must heal, I must be better. What matters is the direction. That's it. And so keep going. You're right. Keep coming to see me. Keep asking questions. Keep reading stuff. Keep opening your mind, watching videos online, exploring different avenues. Resilient Warrior. Thanks, Didi, for the cheer up. I'm in the process of self-awareness. Still have ups and downs. You will always have ups and downs. This is exactly what I'm saying. I have ups and downs. Every single person in the world has ups and downs, and it's okay. We must accept the ups and the downs. They are part of life. If your life was always up, it wouldn't be up. It would have no meaning. It is the ups and downs that gives us an idea of the value of everything, right? And again, this is what I always say. Without suffering, we don't know what it is to feel good, right? It's the contrast that teaches us how good it is to feel good. If we always feel good forever, at some point, it doesn't feel good anymore. We don't feel. There's no contrast. And another analogy that I use is that in order to know what it feels to feel safe, we must experience fear. In order to know the value of love, we must be heartbroken. In order to know the value of being healthy, we must experience being sick from time to time. Otherwise, we take health for granted, which is what we do, until we get sick. And as we get older, as we get more and more sick, we are becoming more and more aware of the value of health. And so ups and downs are fine. Healing is not about being in a place where you are bulletproof, where you never suffer anymore. Healing is about understanding and accepting that we will all have ups and downs, and it's okay, because nothing lasts forever. And we have also systems not to suffer so much from those downs. We can learn from them. We can turn a down into a lesson. If you can develop that sort of mindset, then you never suffer anymore. Everything is just, here's another lesson. What am I going to learn from that lesson? How am I going to grow from that situation? Why is it there for me in my life? What is trying to teach me about myself? And so yes, no ups and downs, just contrast. Life is a collection of contrast, and contrasts are good. They're necessary. Kay Stevens, thank you, Didi. Thank you, Kay. Resilient Warrior, listening to the mindset by Carol Dweck on my hike earlier. I hope you recover soon, and more power to you. You are a blessing to everyone. Thank you. Resilient Warrior. Donny, hello. True Lala. I eat oranges, always helps me. Okay, I'm not sure where it's coming from, but I like oranges as well. All the words are taken. Please drink, Didi. You're taking oranges for the coughing. Okay, I don't have oranges. I won't be able to get any, but I'm thinking about what's in the fridge. I have some green beans. I know it's not the same. I have some tomatoes. Oh well. No, I have some lemon, I have some honey, and I've got some ginger tea, so I can do this. Thank you. Next time I get some oranges. And thank you, all the words are taken. River Tree, hi brother. I want to ask you about the mind and sharing thoughts with loved ones. As I go through the process of identifying old beliefs and patterns, should I share everything with my partner? It depends. It depends. The best way, what I'd say is that the best thing to do is to communicate and find out where you are when it comes to that with your partner. Ideally, you want to be on the same wavelength, because our inner world is our real self. So if we can be open enough, we can be emotionally intelligent enough to talk about those things, to share those things, then we're going to either cement our relationship or create problems. But if we create problems, then it was always meant to happen. So it's better sooner than later. So now, back to the answer. I think you should do your best to make sure that whatever you talk about is not reflecting anything else but your own transformation. And it's a discussion, so it's open. And hopefully you will start to develop a language that you can both share and go through a healing journey together. Trulella, do you think they all represent the same higher power? I don't know what you're talking about. Who are you talking about when you say, do they all represent? Who are they? And what do you mean by the same higher power? I lost the context of that comment, I'm afraid. If you can remind me, that'd be good. Sophia Ann, my family says everything is connected and we're all one. Okay. Then why do they ghost me and have not been invited to any family gathering for decades? Because we often have a discrepancy between the thing we say and the thing we do. And so whatever they say is just a sentence. Why they said it and how they really feel about what they say, it's a whole different conversation altogether. A lot of people say a lot of things that sound good, but they don't really understand it. Just bear with me. I need to blow my nose now. Gosh. I'm still here. Bear with me, guys. I just realized that I just blew my nose with my mic just next to it, so I apologize for the volume for the nose. There must have been like an explosion. Okay, so my family says something and they behave differently. That's because whatever people say doesn't always reflect who they are, their agenda, how they feel, or any of those things. So I just focus on how you feel about whatever situation. Don't overthink it. Because this can be very confusing. If they say something, they don't behave accordingly, that can create a lot of confusion. What I'd say is just focus on how you feel and then decide of the next move based on your intuition and your own feelings. It doesn't matter what they say. What matters is that you are in a place where you feel good about yourself and where you feel safe and with people with whom you feel seen and understood and accepted and supported. Kelly, hello Kelly. Trulala, are you Taoist? No, I'm not Taoist, but I love Taoism. I appreciate a lot of Eastern philosophies, and I utilize a lot of it in my own belief systems. A lot of things borrowed from Buddhism and from the Tao and from all sorts of different things. But I don't follow one thing. I'm not a Buddhist. I'm not a Taoist. I'm not this or that. I'm not a spiritualist. I am me, and I borrow different beliefs from different places, whatever works for me, and I create my own system. And this is what you should be doing, really. This is what I call a spiritual journey. It's not about following someone's book, someone's stories, someone's belief system or system of thought. It's about developing your own understanding of reality and whatever works for you. But I do appreciate Taoism. I really, really do. Most of the things that I use when it comes to mindfulness and reframe comes from Eastern philosophies' perspectives. Resilient warrior, I like your energy and vibe about things. A moment by moment, you inspire me, Didi, to focus on the next thing and keep moving forward instead of looking back a lot about negative stuff. Yes, it's a skill that we develop over time. But if you can really appreciate just one thing, we can't go back in a place called the past. And so there's no point for us to go back there. Sometimes we can go back briefly to retrieve an information, if you want to remember something, or if you want to use that to learn from. But if we are stuck there and we keep going back to the same place and nothing ever changed, now we are doing this because we believe at a subconscious level that somewhere there is a time machine that will allow us to travel back in time and change things. And it's just not possible. So what we need to do is to accept that. And eventually, the more we do this, the easier it is to never regret anything. And it makes such a huge difference. We can do it cognitively, but it's going to take time because we probably had this belief all of our life. But if we can really appreciate that, going back in the past not only is impossible, but it's just pointless. Then we're going to save our time and our energy and our happiness on the present moment, which is where life happens anyway. Anyway, I love the painting on your neck. The tattoos, you mean? Sorry, my English is not good, okay? It's tattoo. But I'm happy with painting. Kelly, thank you for your gentle, loving nature. It brings me peace today. Thank you, Kelly. Anyway, can you show your paintings on body on you? No. There's a place and a time for everything, and this is not one of them. I have some tattoos, but I can't talk about them. But if it's relevant to the conversation, I can show some of them. But I don't like to show my tattoo to strangers who are just asking it like that, because I feel that it's not appropriate. You want to know someone and to know the story of the tattoos. Otherwise, you're just focusing on something external. And to me, it's all very superficial. And we can do better than that. But if we get to become friends at some point, within the right conversation, I'm happy to show some of my tattoos if it's relevant to the moment. Sophie Ann, my family says the whole world is connected and we're all one. Okay, so I read that already. So I hope that you're not going to be one of those people who put the same comment 10 times in a row. I get them every now and then. I still don't understand why, but I hope that it's just because I'm behind, right? Sometimes I'm behind with the comment. So if that's the case, I hope that you heard what I said. Isaac Lucius Levitsky, why do you hate Israel? You're still here? Oh man, I thought that I blocked you. I don't hate. Report. Hate speech. Let's hope it works this time. No one hates Israel. I mean, some people do, but I don't. What I hate is hatred, suffering. It's what the government of Israel is doing. But I know that not all Israelis like that. Not all tribe are all something. Otherwise, that would be racism, right? And that would come from a very narrow-minded mind. From a very narrow mind. K. Scott, not wasting time. Yes, you are good at help. Q Hero, hi, I just wanted to say hello. I hope you're all well. Thank you, Hero. Hello to you. Lioness of Gaia, hi, I appreciate your videos. Thank you so much, Lioness. Michelle McGrath, watching you is very helpful with trying to be in the moment and not ruminating or looking forward too much. Thank you for your time. Thank you. Okay, I think that what that person meant about that comment was that they were pessimistic. Thank you, Didi. I really appreciate your work. So I lost the plot, so I can't remember which one already. I have ADHD and sometimes I just forget. And then I remember a few hours later when the person is no longer there. And then I obsess about that. But I don't remember, so, but thank you anyway. K. Scott, how to stop overthinking and no more regrets from the past. So I covered this already, actually. So what I suggest you to do is to come back on my channel tomorrow, and when this live stream is uploaded by YouTube, replay it. Right? So I don't need to repeat myself. I do cover overthinking, and I just covered regrets. So I hope that you are there. If not, replay it. All my live streams are available the following day once YouTube has uploaded them. So you can always retrieve information there. Pest Control Liverpool, heart emoji, Resilient Warrior, thank you for your hearts. Life is a journey, not a destination. I love that. It's never a linear. It's part of growth. Without suffering, we don't know how to feel good. I'm learning to appreciate the storm. Nothing lasts forever. Yes, right done. Thank you. And thank you, whoever it was, for the little hearts. Someone you used to know. Hey, I'm also from the UK, South Wales, okay? Hello. Fellow UK person. Pumpkin Puff, how do you remove having expectations and not feeling sad when they're not met? So I'm going to start with the last comment. How do you address not feeling sad when they are not met? Well, if you don't have expectations, you can't be sad. So that's part of the equation is sorted. How do you not feel sad? By not having expectations. Now, let's go back to the bulk of the problem. How do we stop expecting? It's a process. We want to realize that our expectations are something that we all do. It's to do with our conditioning, or program, or ego. We expect certain things because we have an idea of the world. And if the world is not the way it is, we're not going to feel safe. We need to have some sort of predictability. So we have expectations to create that sense of predictability. So, predictability. And so you want to realize that expectations has got nothing to do with the world. It's only our expectations. What we want to do is to focus on what we're doing, and we want to allow for us to go in a direction. But it's the thing, as long as we're going in that direction, it may be a bit like this, a bit like that. It's going to be slightly different, but it's okay. But if we have specific expectations, it's much more likely to not be met because it's specific. We want to learn how to accept things as they are. We want to learn how to accept that happiness is not only when those things are met. We want to expand our mind. We want to expand our perspective of reality and ourselves in it. I'm not sure if that helps. Let me think. How do we stop expecting? We want to appreciate that expectation is born from ego, and that the ego does what it does, but it's a very limited experience of life. So we can expand it. If we can see things from the outside of the ego, if we can zoom out, if we can come out of our body and look at ourselves from the outside, through meditation, through reflection, we may realize my expectations are only mine. They have nothing to do with the world. Why would I expect anything? I expect this because I believe that happiness will only happen if I get those things. And it's not true. And so let go, surrender, trust the universe to give you always the best thing and the right thing at the right time. And if you can learn to develop that trust with the universe, you would realize, it's true, I don't need to expect. This is happening. It's not what I wanted. It's even better. Or maybe it's not what I wanted, but even though it sucks now, in hindsight, maybe that thing would lead us in a better direction. Very often, situations that are painful, that are unpleasant, are actually blessings in disguise. But we only find out with hindsight, like days, weeks, years after. And so we want to basically trust the universe that it's always giving us what we need in that moment. We must embrace and make the most of whatever we have, instead of having expectations and being disappointed because they were not met. Expectations comes from a self-centered place. Me, I want. But the problem is that if we do that, we're also holding everything back. I want this. So we're not allowing for the universe to do its job and to give us more, different, better things. We're creating resistance. And so, yes, all of those things hopefully helps in some capacity about your question. Does it? Pumpkin puff? Selena, oh, you need some lemon tea as long as you're not allergic. Okay, I'm very behind. So I'm going to speed up because it's 2 minutes to 8 and I don't want to spend much more time after 8. Mellow Monkey, I haven't really thought about the direction as opposed to the destination before. But what you said makes sense. Fantastic. It's a very specific way to plan the journey. For example, identifying problems. I will talk about it on my next live because I'm coming to the end of it. I'm going to read all the comments quickly, but come back to my next live. I come here on YouTube every Wednesdays and every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. UK time. So if you haven't subscribed, if you enjoy this, do subscribe. And you can check my videos as well. I put a long form content every week and lots of shorts every day. But my long form are more significant, are more substantial. I go more into depth with any subject. So check them out and let me know how you feel about it. But come back to my live. I do my best to come regularly. And so you can always ask me your questions then, right? Mellow Monkey, organizing them into importance, working on them and overcoming them next time. Pumpkin Puff, I hope you feel better soon. Sorry you're sick. Kay Stevens, do you believe in guardian angels? Yes. Raz, hello, hey, beautiful, thank you, Raz. How to overcome cancer coming back. I'll talk about it next time, please. If you can come back, I'd love to talk about it. Caroline, hi Didi, great to see you. Thank you, Caroline. Claire, RTT, is that the Marisa peer therapy? Yes, I'm struggling and feel a desperation low, but I believe this too shall pass, but it's lasting feeling state. If you can come back next time, I would address depression and how to deal with that with or without RTT if you want. Anna, hello, Claire, people put expectations on us and we do on others. We all do this. And we must let go of this. We can't control what others are doing, but we can decide and choose what we are going to do. As in letting go of our own expectations. David, Jesus loves you. Thank you. And Buddha loves you as well, and Allah loves you. Feluska, how do I stop being overly sensitive and getting pissed off about little things said against me as jokes? I'll talk about it next time. It's a very important subject, and I have a lot of things to say. Do come back, please. Someone you used to know, Claire M. Look into mushrooms like lion's mane. I use different mushrooms each day for different things. Andromeda, hi. Raz, thank you. OG Frenchy fan, hello. Mellow Monkey, I will see you on Wednesday. Have a good evening. Thank you, Mellow. Pumpkin Puff, yes, but all made sense. Thank you, Didi. I hope you feel better soon and have a good evening. Thank you. All the words are taken. Thank you, Didi. Hope you feel better soon. Thank you. Selina, have a good evening. Ciao. Thank you. Anna, thank you. Claire M, thanks. Someone I used to know. I did try to macrodose for a bit, but I stopped. And a few ayahuasca journeys, but found the last one in particular difficult to integrate. Resilient Warrior, thank you. Someone you used to know, Norris, Claire, thanks, Didi, thanks. K. Steven, thank you, Didi. Someone you used to know, thank you, Didi, and everyone in the chat. Okay. I came to the end of it. Thank you, guys. I love you all. Thank you so much for interacting, or even just being there, watching the background. And remember, Wednesdays, Fridays from 6 to 8. I also have a page on TikTok if you use TikTok. There should be a link somewhere. And also, if you need any more details about me as a therapist and coach, there's also a link to my website on my bio. So until next time, hold on to those questions, write them down, bring them, bring along any of your friends, anyone that you believe could benefit from my live streams, get them involved so that they can ask me directly, okay? Miss Tammy, thank you. Mellow Monkey, good night all. So I'm going to say goodbye. I wish you all the best. Look after yourself. Remember to be kind to others if you can. But if you can't, at least be kind to yourself. Okay. Love you all. Bye-bye. Bye.